This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. I'm Gary Dick. For the first time in nearly a year, a case of highly pathogenic avian influenza has been detected at an Indiana turkey farm. The State Board of Animal Health says the new case involves a commercial turkey operation in Jay County, though the name of the farm is not being released. The turkey farm has more than 20,000 birds in its flock and has been placed under quarantine. Indiana lawmakers have introduced a bill that would dissolve the state's largest public school district. House Bill 1136 proposes converting 50 schools in the Indianapolis Public Schools District into charter schools due to enrollment shifts. 4 other school districts would also be disbanded under the legislation: Gary Community Schools, Tri-Township Consolidated Schools in LaPorte County, Union Schools southeast of Muncie, and Cannleton City Schools near the Kentucky border in Perry County. In Knox County, demolition has commenced on the Knox County Poor Asylum in Vincennes. It's a former entry on Indiana Landmark's 10 most endangered list. Inside Indiana Business has reported on efforts to save the structure, which was constructed in 1882 as a place where people in need could work in exchange for housing and food. Indiana Landmark's Tommy Kleckner.
A sad situation when a substantial landmark like this is lost. And although the decision to demolish is more recent by the Knox County Board of Commissioners, the decisions that should have been made to save this, really, those should have been made a couple decades ago.
From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Indiana's Medicaid program estimates the Biden administration's proposal to expand coverage of weight loss treatment for people with obesity could cost up to $70 million a year, covering up to 20% of eligible enrollees. Here's Alex Brown.
The planned new rule announced by the White House in November would greatly expand Medicare Part D and Medicaid coverage for popular medications such as Eli Lilly and Company's Zepbound and Novo Nordisk's Ozempic and Wegovy to treat obesity alone. Current Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services rules cover such drugs for diabetes or other weight-related conditions. In announcing the proposal, CMS cited the prevailing medical consensus toward recognizing obesity as a disease and the prevalence of obesity in the United States in expanding coverage of weight loss drugs. In its forecast presented in December, the Indiana Family and Social Services Administration's Office of Medicaid Policy and Planning estimated that 5% to 20% of eligible members would be prescribed weight loss medications, costing $11 million to $70 million a year. FSSA spokesperson Michelle Holtkamp said that range was a preliminary estimate of the state's cost. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The Miami County Economic Development Authority has launched a crowdfunding campaign to build a splash pad at River Walkway Park. The goal is to raise $50,000 by March 6th in order to receive a matching grant through the Indiana Housing and Community Development's Creating Places program. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.